Yeah, we are having an exciting conversation here on the Premier League here in studio, where Chelsea fans still believe they are in the race, whereas their coach does not believe in them. But here in studio again, two guests, Hilary again, and now we are joined by
Wendy Agola.
And Wendy, just to say, is an Arsenal fan, and we can see that Hilary is representing their arch rivals, who they beat on Sunday. So let's talk about that match in a bit. And many Man United fans feared the most going to Emirates to play against Arsenal, a team that over the past couple of games has gotten the better of United at the Emirates. But this time, Man United were able to drag it out and go to extra time. As an Arsenal fan, number one, how did that make you feel?
It was just a good day in office for Manchester United.
Okay.
I mean, winning with a penalty,
Yeah.
and goalkeeper being the man of the match,
Yeah.
shouldn't be bragging,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
Calm down.
But when we look at Manchester United, the progression, being able to draw against Liverpool and win against Arsenal, considering this team was totally, you know, it seemed like the players had lost the passion to play, issues with Rashford and Garnacho, who are academy players. But for them to really turn the leaf and get some massive results in the past 1 week, what do you make of it?
First off,
Yeah.
the fact that we played 60 minutes, 10 man down, one man down,
Yeah.
tukawashika kwao, you know, away, tukaingia penalty. Should not be an excuse, oh, penalties, sijui penalties.
Yeah.
Angalia the last 60 minutes, tulikuwa one man down.
Okay.
Would it have been another team?
Yeah.
Ungesikia, oh, unajua ni venye tu tulikuwa hatukuna mchezaji mmoja. But for us, we put a good fight.
Yes.
Why? Because these are our old rivals, all-time rivals.
Yeah.
I'm sure Arsenal wangechapa Man U, hii town ingekuwa red for 1 week. At least for us kiburi yetu inakuanga better. Hatuwezi compare kiburi ya Arsenal. Kwanza saa hii shida yao ni moja, hawatafika juu ya meza. But then looking at Man U, in relation to what has been happening from management, actually the issue is not even more of players. Natokanga pale juu kwa management. But when Amorim came, he discovered and he realized surely there's a problem here. So when he was asked, what do you think? The biggest problem now, as he has been speaking after matches, amekuwa akisema, problem with my players is the speed. Okay. And if you look at there's an instance where Dillett somehow alikuwa kama anahema na hawajaenda mbali, but then morale ya wengine ikawapatia speed. If you look at the match between Arsenal and Manchester, tukiwa kwao, these guys really played and they were very fast. You look at the players' agility, you look at the players' speed and accuracy. We did our best. For the longest time, I could say Manchester United team can now go back to the old Man U we know.
Yes.
Are you sure you will go back?
They tried. No, I'm sure we have a bigger problem, but we are coming. We are coming.
And I think it's rightful for them to believe, because they've gotten some massive results. They see a change in the players' mentality. But for Arsenal, it must have been a tough week, considering earlier in the week, the Carabao Cup, there was a lot about Arsenal not winning trophies, despite being the second best team to Manchester City in the past 2 seasons. And there was a lot of eyes on them in the cup competitions. They lost the first semi-final at home, and they also got knocked out. So where do you think Arsenal sit in terms of actually winning a trophy this season?
Okay, I can't lie. I'm a good Arsenal fan. But right now, at the moment, to go down. To go down, and we have to accept that. But we can never be down like Manchester United.
Okay.
Hatuwezi fika hapo. Hapo penye mko.
This is where we get it all wrong. We are incomparable.
But still, we still have chances of winning some trophies. Like right now in the EPL, we are just like 4 points behind Liverpool. Okay, they have a game in hand. But
again, we know that Arsenal have always been in reach of the Premier League trophies, but they've not been able to drag it over the line. And it's currently, the transfer window is open, and I've seen a lot of people online saying that if Arsenal can get a proper 30-goal centre forward, they may be able to not even win this one league, but start a period of dominance, because their finishing has been really, really poor over the past few seasons.
True, if we get a centre forward, there will be change in our game, and teams kama Man U mtakuwa mnatusikia tu.
Actually, do you know there are rumors they want to poach Garnacho? So I don't know how true that is.
That's a rumor.
And if it happens,
it's a rumor. It's a rumor.
Well, let's switch a little bit to another team that is not Arsenal or Man United and talk about Liverpool, who also had a Carabao Cup clash that they lost to Tottenham, a team who you never know what to expect from. And Tottenham went into that game. Again, they didn't seem like maybe the Tottenham of the past few years where they'd always get to finals and push other teams. They seem like a team that is really struggling, and many eyes will be on Man United, but Tottenham are also not doing so good in the Premier League. They are also struggling. They are also a mid-table outfit at the moment, but they are able to beat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup.
Hapo kwa Tottenham Liverpool, let me just tell you, Liverpool are going to win that game. They will be going to Anfield.
Yes.
Obvious, Liverpool are always messy in Anfield. And Tottenham are very unpredictable. But they will win this game, the next game they're very down. And Liverpool will take that chance and they will win.
Considering Tottenham and the manager himself has been astute in his saying that he will win something this season. Maybe, do you believe that this can be their chance? And also you look at Liverpool, since the turn of the year, they've not been at their brilliant best per se, with Salah only getting a goal so far. He's been unable to really spark the fire that they've been going on. Gravenberch, they still haven't hit form despite playing 3 games in 2025. Do you think they still have the enough to really get over the line in the Carabao Cup semi-final?
For Liverpool, my opinion, you know, there's a problem when you know you're winning something, and this narrative, I've seen it with other teams. If you lead in EPL, you always feel like other cups are not important. And you will see them sending Team B, quote unquote, saying they're concentrating on the bigger cup, which is EPL. But then looking at Liverpool and where they are and where they've come a few seasons back, they might pull on this one. They might, but I'm not sure about it. Looking at Mo Salah, the problem with these players, ukikaa sana kwa team moja, and everyone masters you, then you're in for a rude shock. Look at Guardiola venye anafanyiwa sahi. Amecheza na timu zote, now everyone knows his cards. So even with these players, Mo Salah has been with Liverpool for quite some time. So every defender knows mse anachezanga hivi. So for him anaweza kuwa anashuka kidogo, but the problem is ukiangalia moja, the others come in. So for Liverpool, I don't know how they will pull on this one, but they might.
They might. Well, and you
I feel
speak
like
of
they will win the Carabao. They will defeat Tottenham and proceed to the next.
And when you are talking about Liverpool, again, you've mentioned Mo Salah. We understand that Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Virgil van Dijk might be out of the door at the end of the season because they haven't been given proper offers. Maybe they are holding up for more money and everything, but as things stand at the moment, Liverpool may be losing their biggest key players over the past 6-7 seasons since 2018-19. And do you think with them losing those 3, they'll also fall back to the ways they were before Jurgen Klopp?
That's obvious.
The club?
That's obvious.
There's no
Imagine Liverpool without Van Dijk, Liverpool without Van Dijk, Mo Salah, and who again?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That's obvious. They will fall down. They will be pale chini kabisa.
Many people also believe that aside from them leaving, Liverpool is also sort of an aging squad. We've seen their players, as you've said, they've been in the league for many years. We are seeing Robertson performing, sort of starting going, you know. The one who's shining at the moment is Gravenberch, and it's because he's in a new role, and it sort of, you know, speaks to your statement that you need new players, new tactics. And when you see guys like McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch offering new things, maybe it's also time for Liverpool to let go of these guys. Or what do you think?
It is the best thing that could happen to any team kwa ligi. Reason being, like I have mentioned, ukikaa na mchezaji sana, people get to master
the tactic.
And then you also limit this player to your formation, to the teammates around. So the only exposure they get is when they are playing someone else outside. But then there should be growth. As for me, the 5-year term contract works best for me. Kaa kwa team 5 years, go. But pia isifike 5 years. 3 years, go. However, right now they are moving so fast because of money. Kama saa hii Mo Salah, if he doesn't leave now, which other big club, na sioni kikuwa ni EPL, he will go maybe to La Liga. Anaenda kulipo pesa ngapi? Because akikaa sana EPL atazeeka. So by the time anaenda kukubalika nje, he will have no value. So what will happen? Ataingia Middle East. Because that's where the money is. La Liga, Syria, no one will want such. So I think it is the best time for them to move now. Before wachape kidogo, wakuwe wakubaliki EPL na wakubaliki La Liga na Syria, waende pesa.
Actually, you've just talked about La Liga. I don't think La Liga teams can accept Mo Salah at his age. Is 30?
Yeah, it's pushing 32 at the moment.
Exactly. They can't accept such players. If you look at La Liga, they always play with these young stars, Kina Yamal.
And also you can look at the top type of contracts and the release clauses that La Liga teams give their players. You know, they always stay there for 5, 6, 7 years. And you look at the teams that Mo Salah is likely to join in La Liga, it's only 3 at most if you include Atletico Madrid, considering it's also a huge team. But when you look at Real Madrid, at the moment they already have an issue with finding out where Mbappe, Rodrigo and Vinicius play. You look at Barcelona, they seem to have the trust in the young players, and Lewandowski is still doing the job for them. So where next for Salah, if he does not take it this season to find another team, maybe Barcelona still...
If he doesn't extend with Liverpool, I am sure this guy will end up in the Middle East.
But is the Middle East a bad league?
No, it's not a bad league. But looking at the narrative that has been in the soccer lately, wanaenda kuzeekea huko, kuritaya huko. And you see there's more money. You know, I've tried to watch those leagues. Mimi I'm hoping kuna venye wanaweza kuja ma friendlies sana na huku tuone how simple or hard that league is. Yes, football is football, but I don't want to think league yao ni ngumu.
And we can refocus back to the Premier League, where we saw a round of midweek fixtures following the FA Cup weekend. We got back and we saw a number of draws this season, this game week. And also again in the midweek, the North London derby, Arsenal were able to pull it over the line and get the win over Tottenham. But when you look at some other games, Chelsea, who were brilliant in the first half of the game against Bournemouth, again could not really push it, and they almost lost the game. Why not for coming back for injury, Reece James? What do you make of their prospects? Because Chelsea is also another young team which has been doing really well this season.
They were doing well last year. That was 2024. We are in 2025, and we can say Chelsea wameanza kurudi pale ambapo wana where they belong.
Chelsea wanabebwa tu na watu wawili watatu. So imagine a situation where there's no Cole Palmer in Chelsea.
Well, he might not be this weekend.
Or the goalkeeper.
He sort of got injured.
Well, James ni wakubahatisha.
True. Na injury inampenda.
So Chelsea, I remember the last 10 matches venye wamekuwa wakiperform, they laughed at Manchester. But then wamekuwa ni kama, you know, speed car. So there's only one level they can get and come back. So for them, I think if I was the coach, I would concentrate more on upper midfield, because defense, mi hata defense naona kama tu lazima tuweke mtu. But unaona hapa katikati, if the ball passes the midfield, where Joe umeanza kuisha. These guys are depending on 2 people. Na sana aka boy, every attack lazima akue mentioned. Like other commentators, it's like if there's a long pass, they will start saying like it's inaenda kwa Palmer. And maybe the guy is back.
And well, when we talk again about Chelsea, because many people are sort of looking at the future for Chelsea, they have a really young squad, inexperienced, and so far they've been able to achieve great things in the league, considering most of these guys were just bought and they are coming into a new league. So maybe for the time being, they really need to sort out their mentality.
Unasema wajazoea the ways
time
and the corridors of APL.
Yeah. So maybe if you give them 2,
they might end
years,
up expiring wakingoja kupata the experience of EPL.
But you know the best thing about them, and it's something you're seeing a lot, even so it with Haaland, it's the length of contract, because they understand that maybe these players may come good. So probably in 2-3 years, Chelsea may come back. And again, when we speak about the North London derby, Arsenal are able to get that big win. But what of Tottenham? Tottenham seem to be really struggling at the moment.
But that game, they really tried, though we are Arsenal, always the best in the North London derby. And I can say we were pathetic during the first half. And now we came back during the second half and we played our best. I had people complaining about the corner.
Watu wa corner.
But corners are there to be scored, jamani. Ni chances za kuscore.
As we look at their next fixture, it's the fixture that last season made Arsenal not win the league. They're going to be playing Aston Villa at the Emirates today. And we remember last season, an Oli Watkins goal sank their hopes. Do you think that this will be the case again this season, or Arsenal are going to show up and show out and actually win this game? Keep in mind, it's a tricky game for everyone in the league to play.
One thing I know with Arsenal, you will defeat them today, but tomorrow you won't. They always master your tactics, and I believe, as a fan, I believe we are going to beat Aston Villa today.
Well,
so looking at your past interaction with Aston Villa, the past 5 matches, hamwendangi mbali sana. Because the other time that is 2024 in April, they won. You won in this is head to head. You won in August. Now you're meeting. At least mumewachapa 17 times. But considering EPL venye imekuwa moto and these guys wako na uchungu, I think today
hata sisi tuko na uchungu. Usituone hivi.
Leo they might want to show we are still Arsenal.
But you also have to put in question what many people have been saying about Arsenal, which is the mentality of the squad, because they understand they are not on a good run. Despite winning the North London derby, they understand
we are not
there's a lot, there's a lot of pressure on them to win cups aside from just pushing for second in the Premier League. There's a lot of pressure on them. And they also have a Champions League week coming, 2 Champions League weeks coming, and they'll be looking at this fixture as maybe the start of a great period of them. But as past seasons have shown, Arsenal teams have failed to drag it out at the most critical moments in the season. Do you think, again, this will be the case as they face Villa today?
No, it won't be the case. We won't lose this time. But we don't have Saka at the moment, so itakuwa excuse. Lakini
I knew that would come because every time a team if relies on one player, maybe
no, we don't. But Saka is a superstar.
They will always say hatukuwa na matchmaker, hatukuwa na, they always find an excuse. I hear they are very prospective to kushinda Champions League. I think
for the first time in history.
For the first time in history. And ukiangalia kwa hizi vikombe zingine, we are now heading to 30 years. No?
Without a Premier League,
they were used to Community Shield. Sasa kama hiyo FA imeenda, kuna otherwise.
The last but we have the most FA though. No need of fighting for something you have.
And I think that speaks to the point of the critical moments.
For coaches and for players, ni kuwin, it's like, this is my own opinion. Maybe because he's our child. I believe in CR7. But someone will say CR7 is better, but who won the World Cup? It's the cups that matter.
Well, many people say you can play well throughout the season, but at the end of the season, you need to have something to show for it. And guys who may have something to show for it again this season are Nottingham Forest, who are surprisingly chasing Liverpool and pushing Arsenal in the race for the Premier League, which no one saw coming. No one saw Chris Wood getting as many goals as he has. And at the moment, people are looking at Nottingham as a serious team. They, during the week, had a draw at home against Liverpool. And after the game, most of the players from Nottingham were disappointed. And it shows how their mentality has come. And they may have a prospect for making the Champions League. But maybe, just maybe, can we see a Leicester 2016 and Nottingham get the better of Liverpool and Arsenal where most of the eyes are? Do you think they can actually surprise the world, just like Leicester?
before that unajua Nottingham Forest ni dawa ya Liverpool.
Yeah.
If you look at the game last year,
yeah.
They are the only team that managed to beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
Na hapa pia wakadraw, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the only team that I think will surprise us this season is Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's amazing because they're also an amazing run. They, as we mentioned before, Isak has been looking amazing. Amazing the past few games. Yeah. And they have a really, really crucial game against Bournemouth, who are also playing well at the moment. I think the coach, Andoni Iraola, has been amazing for them. Their system looks amazing, and the players, Semenyo, Outara, they've really, really been pushing. And Bournemouth versus Newcastle, how do you see it going?
Actually, I was stuck with the Nottingham with 41 points before we get out of them.
Yeah.
Their last 5 matches, 4 they've won. They will be playing Southampton. Watu wenye walitushika, si ati tuko wazuri. But if you look at how Southampton played Manchester, this can tell you what to expect today. Mina semanga, you see these teams zinakuanga hapa chini, fear them. You'd rather play a big team, you know you're fighting a big team.
Yeah.
But big team, small team, there's always big trouble. Yeah. So for Nottingham Forest to get out of Southampton, I see a draw.
Okay.
For me,
Nottingham and Southampton?
I see a draw.
Okay.
I see a draw. One,
no, Manchester, you were just weak. You were just weak the other day. Oh, but let me tell you, Nottingham Forest are going to beat Southampton.
Okay.
That has to remain a wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the guys who bet, I see a draw for me. Yeah. So Newcastle, their last 5, they have won, including a match against us, against Arsenal,
they're on a brilliant run at the moment,
against Tots, and the Wolves. Yeah. So for them to win this, their next match, Bournemouth. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
a draw.
Newcastle will win.
It's a tough game.
I see a draw.
People have, it may be a draw. It's a tough game, but both teams are playing well. So as we wind up the show, I'd like to know, when you're speaking to the viewers out there, which game do you believe will be the game of the weekend? Where should people focus?
Newcastle, Bournemouth.
Yeah, Newcastle, Bournemouth.
Yeah, it will
considering
be
both teams are really
game.
Yeah, that will be a tough game. Hillary?
You know, I want to borrow from the scripture, where your wealth is your heart.
Yeah.
My wealth is in the badge.
Yeah.
So Kesho, with the Brighton, it's not gonna be easy. Yeah. But I want to see my team put up a good fight. Yeah. Looking at our history where we're coming from, I'm with Manchester. And of course I will be looking out Arsenal wamefanya aje.
Tutafanya vizuri. So hiyo tu hakuna tu
we keep our enemies closer.
Yeah. And it's always lovely to see the rivalry against Manchester United and Arsenal.
Hatushughulikini na Manchester. Tuko hapa na Liverpool. Tunashangaa watatoka juu siku gani. The elephant you rudi juu.
Unajua mpaka kwa ofisi on a Monday they come with jerseys.
Hey, Manchester nyinyi ndio mko wengi Kenya.
Well, I understand that Arsenal and Manchester will be playing again later in the season, and that will be the best out of 3. If whoever wins that game,
we will.
That's it. Well, personally for me, the game I'll be waiting for is Everton versus Tottenham. David Moyes is back as Everton manager, and I'll be looking out for that game. And it's been an amazing session here today with you guys watching the whole time. And I believe that you follow the whole show. We've had discussions about rugby, cricket, and engage in discussions and fights between Arsenal and Man United fans, which is always amazing to see. And we also have to keep in mind that it's Saturday. There's a lot of sports to watch, so I'd advise you to find something. There's the Premier League. There's an early kick of upcoming Newcastle Bournemouth. There's a lot of things to do this Saturday. Keep it sporty. Watch football. I've been your host, Ken Andrew, throughout the show. Join us next time, Saturday, 1 to 3 on Touchline Sports for everything sports.